Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the best star power for every brawler inside the game. There's 33 brawlers now, which is a lot more brawlers than since I did this last time. And also there's been a lot of balance changes, and my opinion has changed about some brawlers and their star power. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what I think is the best star power for every brawler inside the game. Going to start off with Shelley and then work our way up the rarities into the legendaries. Let's get right into it. Okay, guys, so the best star power for Shelley is going to be Band-Aid. Now, Band-Aid is definitely really good, getting you an extra 2k health basically every 20 seconds, which is definitely really good. I think it's actually like 1.7 or 1.8, so it's still a really good amount of health, and it's definitely going to help you win a lot of 1v1, so that is why Band-Aid is the best star power for Shelley. Now, the best star power for Nita is going to be Hyper Bear. Just the speed at which the bear attacks with Hyper Bear is absolutely insane, especially on high, so it's definitely going to be the dominant star power for Nita. Okay, guys, so moving into Colt. Now, for me, I like to use Slick Boots, but for you guys, you might want to use the other star power. It's kind of personal preference, but I just like using it. You can get a lot of good dodges and really good shots with Slick Boots, so I'm definitely recommend using that one. Okay, guys, so moving into the next brawler, which is Bull. Now, for Bull, I definitely recommend using Berserker, giving you that extra damage in heist, but use Tough Guy, going to give you 40% damage reduction, I believe, in every other game mode, just because like staying alive is very important with Bull. The next brawler is going to be Jessie. For Jessie, I recommend that you use Energize, allowing you to heal your turret up 800 every time you hit it, and that's basically just going to allow you to keep it alive for as long as possible. And the turret is the best part about Jessie, so you're definitely going to want to use that star power. Moving into Brock now. For Brock, I recommend using Incendiary, but I used to use 4th Rocket for the longest time in literally every game mode, so this one is very personal preference, but I like to use Incendiary now. So yeah, it definitely just depends on your playstyle and stuff, but you can pretty much use whatever for Brock. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. Now, moving into Dynamite, if you want to have fun, then use Dyna Jump, obviously. But if you want to just play serious and you're actually trying to play and push Dyna, then use a Demolition, because that's going to be the best star power for you. Now, moving into Bow, Snare Bear is going to be the best star power on literally every map apart from Snake Prairie, where you're going to want to use the, I think it's called like Eye of a... So the circle eye or something like that. Star power is going to allow you to see the whole map pretty much, or like a little circle like 5 blocks away from you. It's going to be really helpful on that map, and basically any map with lots and lots of grass, you're going to want to use that star power. Okay, guys, moving into the next brawler, which is Tick. I'm going to want to use automatic or tick, like reload. It's meant to be a pun from the star power, but not really sure why they put that in there. It's going to give you 10% boost in your like reload rate. It's going to help you just completely spam and control the map, so that's definitely the best star power. Okay, guys, so moving into 8-bit, Boosted Booster is going to be the better star power, allowing you to just basically get your teammates in the turret as well and give them a lot more extra damage. But on the other hand, in like solo mode, you're definitely going to use Second Life, giving you like a basic Second Life in Showdown, which is so OP. So moving into the last Trophy Road brawler now, which is Ems. You're going to want to use Bad Karma, giving you a 20% like damage increase per shot, so you can basically do 980 damage, I believe it is, with the last shot. So you're going to use that. It's definitely really good, allowing you to get lots of damage off with your M shots. Okay, guys, so let's move in to the next rarity. Okay, guys, so jumping into the super rare category now, I'm going to start off with Primo. Now for Primo, I like to use El Fugo, giving you an extra 1.2k damage over 4 seconds, so 300 damage a second, like when you jump on something or a safe. Like in my last video where we were playing a competitive game, I jumped on a safe and the 1k damage from El Fugo saved the day and finished it off, so it can definitely be really helpful. The only thing I would recommend is potentially using the speed in Brawl Ball, because that's going to allow you to score more goals. But for Barley, I like using Medical Use, giving you an extra 400 health every time you shoot. It's going to allow you to basically just keep shooting, and you never need to heal, like wait and just heal up, because you always have these 400 heals coming in from the star power, which is really good. For Poco, now De Capo is going to be the best star power by far in every single situation, giving you 800 healing a shot on your friendly brawler, so you can just heal them up. It's going to work really well with tanks, and especially Rosa, to keep them alive. Now for Rosa, This is a bit of a different one. Now, Plant Life is obviously really good, giving you 200 healing in bushes. So on bushier maps with a lot of grass, and you're going to want to use this star power. But on other maps like that have less grass, like most siege maps, you're going to want to use Thorny Gloves, giving you an extra 220 damage per shot. Just with your normal attack. So that's definitely going to be really helpful there. Let's jump right into the super rare brawlers. Okay guys, so jumping into the super rare category now. So starting off with Rico, which is my favorite brawler in the game. Gonna recommend you use Robo Retreat on every map, every mode. It's just the best star power, giving you basically a 34% movement speed when Rico drops below 40% health. So it can just, as you can see, like now, it keeps you alive, and you can get so much more value with your shots and also your super, because the enemy basically can't touch you. So it's definitely the best star power. So the next brawler is gonna be Darryl. Now for Darryl, I recommend using Steel Hoops. It's gonna give you 30% extra damage for 2.5 seconds. You can also use Rolling Reload, potentially in Heist, where you're just going to have to sit on the safe and get a lot of damage, but definitely overall Steel Hoops is going to be the best star power. Okay, so moving into Penny. Now Penny's a very easy one. Balls of Fire is going to be the best star power, and literally everywhere, every map, every mode. So giving you an extra like 400 damage in a little like barley radius kind of area of effect for 3 seconds, so you could potentially deal an extra 1.2k damage to your opponents, which is rarely done, but it's just the kind of control they get. It's going to be really, really good for you. So moving into the last super rare brawler then, which is going to be Crowe. So Protective Pirouette here is going to be the better star power over Power Throw for sure, giving you reduced damage when you use that super, like reduced damage of 40%. So it's going to be really, really helpful in just picking up kills and keeping you alive. So that is definitely the best star power for Crowe there, guys. Let's jump right into the epic brawlers. Okay guys, so starting off in the epic category with Piper. Now for Piper, I recommend using Ambush on maps with a lot of bushes and grass, so that can allow you to like really use that star power and get really good value out of it. But Snappy Sniping can definitely be used on pretty much every map. It's definitely the best star power overall, giving you an extra 0.3 ammo for every time you hit a shot. It's going to allow you to like chain shots and just keep hitting them, and obviously reloading super quickly. So that's going to allow you to like increase your damage output a lot. So the next brawler for Pam, I recommend using Mama Squeeze, giving you basically an extra 500 damage, or dealing 500 damage to opponents in that in your radius to your super. So you can basically put it behind walls and they can't like push forwards. So it'll be really, really good at controlling areas of the map. So now moving into Frank. For Frank, I like using Power Grab, giving you an extra 50% damage for 13 seconds, or 12 seconds, sorry, after you basically kill someone. But you can definitely use Sponge, it's definitely really good as well. So moving into BB now Batting Stance, giving you a 30% reduction of damage is going to be the better star power for me. The speed doesn't really make much of a difference, and if you play it right, basically with Batting Stance, you can dodge all the shots anyway. So yeah, you don't really need the speed. Moving into the last epic brawler now, which is going to be B, and obviously for B, you're going to want to use Honeycoat, giving you extra, like, basically keeps you alive on 1 health and gives you a shield. Absolutely insanely OP and just broken at the moment, so definitely use Honeycoat for B, guys. But that's going to be it for the epic category. Let's jump right into the mythic category. Okay guys, so jumping right into the mythic category with Mortis then, gonna want to use Cold Snake, every map, every mode. It's just the best star power ever since this star pack came out. Mortis pretty much became pretty decent in every map, every mode, and that's because it's such an OP star pack, giving you like a 75% increase in your dash range. Just for that first dash that you have, it only takes 3.5 seconds to charge up, which is definitely not that long, and allows you to get like team wipes a lot more often with Mortis. So moving into Tara now, I like to use Heal Shade, the Healing Shade star power. Obviously, they keep trying to buff the other star power, but I still think like the Healing Shade is going to be so much better for so long, because basically it stays behind you and stays alive healing you. I think it's like 400 a shot, whereas like the other star power just goes and normally runs to enemies and dies and doesn't do anything. So I think it's going to take a lot of balancing for them to get the brawler, like the star powers, in a place where Healing Shade is not going to be the best star power, but at the moment definitely use Healing Shade. Moving into Jean, Magic Puffs, giving you a little area, 400 healing around Jean for your teammates only. It's definitely super overpowered and definitely was underrated before, but that's definitely the better star power. Potentially in Bounty though, you should be using Jean's first star or second star power, sorry, where you're going to get like 1.7k a shot when you have your super. It's going to increase your damage, which is going to be really helpful for you. So moving into Max now. Max is a new brawler and Supercharge is the best star power. So it's basically going to be charging up your super as you're running around, allowing you to like constantly just use your super and get absolutely insane value with your teammates every time. So that's going to be the best star power in most situations, especially in Brawl Ball. But anyway, you can definitely use the reload star power in Heist there, guys. Okay, guys, so the last Mythic brawler is going to be Mr. P, and obviously Mr. P is super broken at the moment with the handle with care star power, basically allowing all your shots to bounce even if you don't hit an enemy or an object. So it's going to be very good. The other star power that's coming, giving basically 3k extra to your super, it's not going to be very good, I don't think, because you normally put your super at the back of the map anyway, so you basically don't like, no one ever kills it anyway because you put it at the back of the map where it's hard and like out of reach for your enemies to kill. So I definitely feel like giving it extra health is not really going to help you because they can't kill it anyway. So you definitely want to use the first star power for Mr. P, even when the second star power is coming out. I don't know when that's coming out, actually. It hasn't been confirmed, but yeah, we'll see anyway. Yeah, that's gonna be it for the Mythic category, guys. Let's jump right into the Legendary category. Okay, guys, so moving into the Legendary category, starting off with one of my favorite brawlers in the game, Spike, and now Fertilize. Ever since Curveball nerf, Fertilize has been so strong. Definitely 100% the best star power in every situation, giving you 100 healing every time you sit on your super. So yeah, definitely really, really strong. Now for Crowe, I like to use Carry on Crowe. I feel like it's the best star power, giving you an extra 120 damage per shot when your enemy is below 50% health. So it can definitely be really good at just finishing your opponents off, and like when you jump in as well, you can deal an insane amount of damage if the safe, say, or the Ike is below 50% damage, and of course if your enemy is below 50% damage. So I recommend using that star power. For Leon, Invisiheal is really, really strong at the moment. It's way better than the other star power, giving you, I think it's like 1.2, or I don't know how much healing it is, but it's insane. Definitely the best star power, so make sure to use Invisiheal with Leon, guys. Now the last brawler that I was going to talk about, this is going to be Sandy. So Sandy has gone through a lot of balance changes with his star power, and I definitely feel like the Rune Sands, the 120 damage per second, is going to be the better star power, and that's just because it pushes your opponents out of the area that's in, because 120 damage is quite a lot. Like every second, obviously it ticks up and it ends up being quite a lot, and the healing one obviously is not very good. And when it becomes like a Sandy versus Sandy matchup, you both have your supers down, you're definitely going to want to have the damage star power, because that way it's going to basically not allow your opponents to push up in their star power, and if they have a healing one, then you can push up. So that is going to be the better star power. So that's going to end it for the video there, guys. That's going to be the best star power for every brawler inside of the game. Okay, guys, so that's going to be it for the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed my updated best star power for every brawler in the game. I've got this graphic here for you guys, which you guys can screenshot, so you always have a copy of what star power you should be using for every brawler. And apart from that, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!